The Newsroom.
Hello again, welcome back to the TNR edition, Celebrity Edition, and I'm still with Jazmine. You're having a good time?
A very good time. Urban TV, thank you for having me.
There you go. Moving forward, it's popularly said that disability is not inability, literally meaning that one can beat the odds in what most instances community consider impossible.
Indeed, that is the story of different blind people in Gulu district who have benefited with community programs despite their state.
Well, our reporter now tells us how the farmers make it happen and the benefits from these kind of food. Let's take a look.
In our communities, most people with any form of disability in most cases seem helpless and choose to beg from others to survive. That is different from this couple that, despite the risk of keeping bees, decided to venture in this business. In fact, they employ one person who helps them monitor their activities. They are trained on setting up the beehives, harvest, and even dispose the honey once it's ready.
Yes, to my fellow blind person, I encourage you to practice keeping beehive, because we as person with the visual impairment, we don't have access to do some other things like some other people who are sighted one. So beehive is easy to keep.
This couple's story is not different from that of Alabo Jennifer Oloya from Oturayo village in Otitin Parish, Bugatira sub-county, Ngolo district. She says she got the eye defect on 6th April 2006, and that forced her into joining this able group in 2007 and later taken to do a guidance and counseling course in 2008. She briefly after that began training on beekeeping from Hive Uganda Limited for 4 years, and she gained knowledge on how to set up the beehive. It wasn't a simple task. In fact, I tried, but I'm happy I was trained and I am able to do this now, she tells me. Alabo Jennifer says she has managed to fetch shillings 1 million out of the project in 2 years. This has enabled her to pay school fees for her children, with some already in university. But she is faced with challenges like coldness that sometimes affects the bees, as well as wild rat that make the bees to migrate. Well, it's a huge challenge for us. We have nothing to do about it. If they could help us try out and send away these rats, maybe we could be happy again. According to these farmers, it's important that farmers are empowered to be able to buy more beehives that would help eradicate poverty in the area. Simon Ojok, the director and co-founder of Hive Uganda Limited, says the platform is a social enterprise that promotes participation for disabled persons in agriculture, especially beekeeping. This mainly focuses on training for bee farming, honey production, and harvesting. It seeks to change the mindset of the community members towards the disabled.
Beneficiaries are trained in honey production, honey harvesting, marketing, while they change the mindset of rural community positively towards them. And they play the role of responsible citizenship by showing their talent and dignity of sustainable development.
This report was compiled by Benson Ongom for Urban TV in Ngolo district.
Well, you might, have listened to one of her songs one of these days. Maybe you're held up in traffic jam or at home or even at work. Lydiah Jazmine, she's one of those new girls on the block taking airwaves by storm. And tonight we're tapping into her life. We really need to know, who is the real Lydiah Jazmine? Is it the one we see in somewhere, pecking and pondering questions here and there to men around town? Get to know who Lydiah is. Take a look.
Lydiah Jazmine again.
Lydiah Nabawanuka, also known as Lydiah Jazmine, was born to Mr. William Kasugi and Miss Kola Nakanwaji in a family of 3 boys, and she is the only girl. She is now 24 years old. She is an R&B solo artist who during her early years as an artist used to back up Radio and Weasel when they were still part of Team No Sleep group. She went to school in Jinja for her primary before joining Victoria Nile Secondary, St. Mary's Namalinga, and Cityland College for O-level, then Margaret Senior School, Kikaya, for A-level. She later graduated from Multitech Business School with bachelor's degree in Business Administration and Management in 2014. Her first breakthrough song was a duet with Rabba Daba called You Know, which was released in 2013.
I personally like all my songs, but the songs that have really done for me really well, my very first song with Rabba Daba, You Know, actually introduced me a lot to people. The same way song with Just Today. There's a song called Mwagala Video, Ndaga, and Guno Mkwano.
Her biggest achievement in the world of music has been when she was selected to be part of Coke Studio this year, which will be shown on Urban TV next month.
This year I was chosen to represent Uganda, Coke Studio Africa, which is based in Kenya, as the Best New Act Africa. In my category, it was I, Kiss Daniel, and Bahati from Kenya, and I was the first. We were the first ones to go.
She's not happy with fellow artist Cindy of Ayocha Ayocha hit song, adding she was not the perfect choice for the Coke Studio.
If it's true that she was complaining about me personally, I don't know how to explain it, because I was chosen as the New Act Africa.
She denies allegations of being in a relationship with artist Just Today, whom they did together the song Same Way.
George and I are friends. Artists, we all artists, we are friends. George is actually not married, but he has a fiancé and a daughter, and you know.
She advises the youth to be aggressive in what they do to define their future. She has songs like Must Be Love, Tonde Kangao, Guno Mukwano, among others, plus her biggest song right now being a collabo with Just Steady titled Same Way. This report was filed by Dias Walgembe for Urban Television.
Well, there you had it. You saw who Lydiah Jazmine is. Fast forward. Jazmine, let's talk about your projects. Do you have new projects? We saw you in a Coke Studio. That was something phenomenal. You represented Uganda. How was the feel?
I call it an overwhelming experience. I had never had in my whole life, in my
being
entire
next to
career.
Flavor,
oh my God!
All
the African stars you can think of, you'll be seeing them here on Urban TV next month.
Okay.
It's premiering. I went and did what I had to do. So my fans out there, just get ready to see.
Oh, that is Lydiah Jazmine. She's seen it all in the Coke Studio, and we just can't wait the premiere of the Coke Studio here at Urban Television. And we see our very own Lydiah Jazmine.
Get ready. The newsroom.
And in the world of sports, South Sudanese basketball players are bounced back. South Sudanese young basketball players are back on court after violent clashes between the government and the rebel forces that lasted since last July. Well, for many players, excelling at basketball is a way out of the conflict, and they're offering them the chance to study and play abroad. Our reporter has more to the story. Take a look.
South Sudan is bouncing back after clashes between government and opposition forces last July. Here at Juba's recently opened Manoj Bowl Court, more than 300 youngsters have resumed their basketball training. The initiative is sponsored by South Sudanese NBA star Luol Deng's foundation.
We all South Sudanese here know Luol Deng, and we know what he did to us, and he's a good player for us here. Actually, when he came here, he's just like all the people are coming to play with them, and they hope even basket like him.
For many of these youngsters, basketball is also a way out. 16 young players have just won full scholarships to attend schools in Mombasa, in neighbouring Kenya. If they do well, they'll have the chance to play basketball at university level in other countries.
South Sudan has the best talent for basketball right now. Even most of the schools in Kenya now they are scouting for South Sudan talented boys and girls for scholarship for basketball and education. That's why we came for the program here.
South Sudan is the world's youngest country, formed just 5 years ago. A 2-year civil war left tens of thousands killed, 2.5 million displaced, and 16,000 children recruited by armed groups. The clashes in July raised the prospect of war once again. These coaches hope that sport can bring peace.
This kid, we have to really encourage them, and we have to really give them a motivation and give them the way forward to form the new Sudan generation can believe in better, and we have to have the South Sudan we want.
South Sudan's Basketball Federation was recognised last year by the International Olympic Committee, giving these young players the hope of representing their nation in the future, not simply trying to escape it.
Despite humble beginnings, Italian footballer Marco Verratti is now a legend in his own hometown of Manopello as a star of PSG and a key player in the club's upcoming game against Arsenal in a Champions League clash on September 13th.
To the would-be footballers of Manopello in Italy, Marco Verratti is a role model. It was in this tiny Abruzzo village that the PSG midfielder kicked a ball for the first time. And his father, who still lives here, can remember just how much he loved it.
La scuola non tanto piaceva.
Piuttosto il calcio.
He didn't like school much. He preferred football. As soon as he came in from school, he'd grab his ball and go out and play, under the arches and in front of the house.
Di fronte casa.
Verratti didn't just love football, he had a gift for it. By the time he was 16, he was already a professional, playing at Pescara, then a third division outfit 40 kilometres from his home.
Quando ci nasci con queste doti...
He had the good fortune to be born with the gifts he has. That he owes to his mum and dad. But he also put a lot of work in on the training ground. After that, it's down to Mother Nature, and I'm happy for him, because he really is a brilliant guy.
Sono contento per lui perché è un ragazzo davvero d'oro.
Inspired by Verratti, Pescara rose up the Italian football pyramid, ultimately winning promotion to the top flight in the 2012 as champions of Italy's Serie B.
Marco's secret is that he has fun when he plays, and I always told him stay like that, because if you continue having fun, you'll be a great player.
Verratti has followed that advice. Only a few weeks after Pescara had clinched promotion to Italy's Serie A, and still only 20, he was transferred to PSG for €12 million.
He's a really good guy. His thing is about creating chances for others. He takes the ball and finds his teammates. That helps the team win.
A modest, self-effacing character, Verratti loves coming back to his village with Marie, the local girl he married, and their son. He might be a big star, but at his local trattoria, everyone still knows him as Marcolino, Little Marco.
This is the Newsroom.
Well, before we wrap up the bulletin tonight, thousands of the youth today thronged the Uganda Manufacturers Association, call it Lugogo Women Showgrounds, to attend the Mesatina 2016 South Edition that was sponsored by Urban Television. Well, let's now take a look at the highlights of the event that transpired earlier on today at Women Grounds. Well, there you have it. That brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. It was great to have Lydia Jazmine. You enjoyed your time?
So much. I was a bit nervous.
But somehow.
Somehow I got on point.
You're good. You're natural. You're natural at this. So who would you nominate for this challenge next week?
Of course, the one and only black man, Just Steady.
There you have it.
Be here next week. Please.
Just Steady, you've been nominated for next week's Celebrity Edition. Until then, I'm Andrew Chamagero.
Lydia Jazmine.
Have a great time.
Bye. Good night.